Hi, in this video I'm going to be looking at a mod called Hotbuild2. It's by Pro Alert and it adds advanced key mapping functionality to Planetary Annihilation. Tripax has committed quite a bit of code to this as well. Pro Alert is the main maintainer. It's based on another mod called Hotbuild by Colin, which began over a year ago and is now obsolete, which itself was based on or inspired by a mod called Key Mappings by Oxide246 way back in alpha. And they're all basically inspired by the Supreme Commander mod Hotbuild, which adds similar functionality to that game. But basically, if I select a commander, I can show you some of the features. You can see the build bar is very different to the Uber bar, in that you can just press one key to build certain structures. So for example here, I just press R to select the power plant instead of having to click with the mouse first. So that's one key instead of two, because for Uber bar by default you have to press a key to select a utility, then select the specific utility with another key, which is just a different way of doing things. One of the main features of this mod is that you can assign multiple structures to the same key. For example, the bot factory and vehicle factory are under F, so if I press F that selects a vehicle factory. If I keep pressing F that cycles through everything in the cycle. You can have more than two, you can have as many as you want basically, assigned to the same key, but it will just take longer to get through the cycle obviously, so there's a trade-off. And you can see what's in the cycle by looking to the left. You can see here what's in the cycle. So once you get used to this system, you can quickly build a lot of stuff very quickly. I mean, once you get used to the interface, it's a very quick way to assign orders to units. Basically, there's a similar way for factories building units. They all have keys as well. So for example, all the fabbers have the E key using the community default I'm using, which I'll show you in a minute. So I press E once, that selects one of them. Press E again, that'll do another one. I hold E and quickly build a lot of the same type of unit, which is how things were generally done before the infinite build was set up back in beta and earlier. But basically it's fully customizable, and it's one of the key features actually of the mod is how customizable it is. So you can see there's a Hotbuild tab under the settings menu. All the purple keys show that something is assigned for Hotbuild, so if I select E you can see all the things assigned to the E key. Obviously what's in the cycle at the time depends entirely on the unit you have selected. So if you only have a bot factory selected, you can only build fabrication bots, and that only shows that as well, obviously. Yes, you can do things like remove certain structures or units from a key just by pressing a little box. You can add structures and units by dragging from the right, which is basically very useful. You can change the order by dragging, which is important particularly for structures. So for example, under R, under this keybind, the advanced energy plant is before the energy plant, because by default if you have something which can build an advanced energy, you'd probably want to build that instead of an energy plant, so it's less key presses.
Metal is low.
So you can do things like that. You can customise to your heart's content as well. You can create entirely new keys. Say if you want a turret for I for unknown reasons, you can just do that. Something else you can do, save the R key. If you have it set up exactly how you like it, but you just want it on a different key, you can do that. So I've selected R. If you click here, you can change the keybind to say P. Change the key, and that will go over to P, which is very useful. There are community defaults. There's defaults for WASD, arrows, another arrows, and AZERTY, which is a French keyboard. Yes, what else can you do? There is an import-export functionality, so you can export your settings once you've set them up how you like them, export them to file, save it. So if you save it to a stick, so if you do accidentally lose all your data, or the mod breaks in an update, which you can get a breaking update sometimes, that's less likely now that the game's actually been released, but it's still possible. you can just import straight away and there's no fuss instead of having to rebind everything. There are some additional settings you can set. Under the keyboard tab there's a Hotbuild tab where you can change the keys for the Hotbuild specific keys, and also under the UI tab you can change the way some things work. Say for example, if you don't want to see the keys in the build bar, save and close. Now when I select something you don't see the keys, which is not particularly useful. Although if you're very used to the mod you don't need to see it, so it's less information, so it's potentially useful. Little things like that are very neat little features. I hope you enjoy the mod. I recommend you try it at least. You'll probably like it a lot. It takes a bit of getting used to, but once you are used to it you can do things a lot quicker. Well, in my opinion anyway. I mean, your mileage may vary. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any feedback on the video, please contact me, TrialQ. If you have any feedback about the mod, please contact ProAlert. You can contact us both on the Uber forums, which is forums.uberant.com. You can probably also contact ProAlert on the Exodus website, which is exodusesports.com. Thanks for watching.